What's happening, jigheads? Welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about a real simple, easy way to catch some fall crappie jigging docks. Getting out here this morning, I've got the 7.6 ACC crappie sticks, split grip casting rod. Got a Cast King Valiant Eagle 1000 series reel spooled up with some 6-pound reaction tackle high vis mono. Got that teamed up with the old Rocky Mountain custom jigs, man. Got the old silver bullet on there tipped with a little nibble, and we're just going to jig these docks for some crappie. I'm going to start off by just flipping that jig out there and letting it pendulum swing back to me. A little tick here and there on that rod tip. See, what happens is I get the cameras out and then the fish get camera shy and they don't want to bite for me. Literally got down here, I wasn't here but for maybe about 10 minutes before you pulled up, caught 3 keepers right off the bat. Good 11, 12-inch fish, all 3 of them, and yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a little bit of a minute. One thing I will say, it's getting a little too warm for these bibs at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty nice out.
There's a fish. That's a good one too, y'all. There you go. Now just stay buttoned up before I can get you off of here. There it is. There you go, y'all. Take a look at that pretty fish. Simple, easy peasy, jigging some docks. Let's let this fish go. That one was the best one of the morning so far. Maybe I got the cameras out at the right time.
Maybe I ought to go home and get my fishing stuff and go fishing.
I'd say you might want to. All right, let's tip it with a little nibble. Get down here and see if we can get another one. There's another one. Oh, that was a pretty darn good fish too. We lost him. All right, guys, so what I'm doing here, using this rod to determine just exactly how deep I am alongside of this dock that I'm fishing. When I swing this jig out, it's just going to slowly swing back in and settle underneath my rod tip. And I'm just giving it a little twitch as it goes, keeping that rod about 3 feet off the water. So when that jig settles underneath, it's going to be about 4.5 foot under the water. Now, if that depth didn't work, of course, I'd adjust where exactly that jig swims back to and how deep it hits when it settles underneath this rod tip. See, your depth for crappie is going to be key. Figuring out what part of the water column they're stationed in. And crappie are always going to feed up, so you want to keep your jig up above them, and you're going to catch more fish doing that. There he is. Choked it. Check that out. Another short fella. There's some bigger ones down in there, I promise you that. That's a good fish. Went down a little bit deeper to find that one. Dropped that rod tip just about a foot lower, and bam. That fish right there came along and smoked that jig. That's a pretty darn good one. He'd maybe go 10. Ain't no giant by any means, but darn good fish out here. We'll get him turned loose. I'm not keeping any fish this fall because I've got a freezer full, and there ain't no sense in putting any more in the freezer. Only take what you need. At least that's my motto. I'd planned on having a big fish fry this fall with a bunch of family, and unfortunately that just didn't happen. So I ended up with my stockpile from spring still in the freezer. Now the reason I chose this jig color today, guys, it's a perfect shad imitator. There's a ton of shad schooled up in this little harbor that these docks are set up in. So this is the absolute perfect jig for that. And the action of this jig is another key factor. Take a look at this. Like I said, guys, perfect shad imitator right there. Great action. Really triggers a bite from these fish. All right, let's drop her back down, see if we can catch us another one. We're gonna focus on that same depth we just caught that one at. Again, guys, paying attention to what depth in the water column you're fishing, really important thing. That last fish, again, I dropped that rod tip right down to even with the top of this dock, and I had been keeping my rod tip about a foot off the top of this dock. So just that, even that little bit of change, boom, you can pop you another fish. Well, now that's a little guy. Gotta get a whole heck of a lot bigger than that. So essentially what I'm doing, like I said earlier, 7/6 split grip. Obviously it's 7 foot 6 inches long. So I got that jig right at 7 foot 6 inches. And I'm just pendulum swinging it right out there. Letting that jig just swim back to me real slow and easy. Once it settles under my rod tip, just give it a couple ticks and wait for that hit. Also using a little bit smaller jig today. This one's only a 32nd ounce. So a little bit smaller, slower presentation. Going to give you a little bit better results when these temps start going down. There's a fish. That one hit it on the swing. He chomped it though. Just a little guy, but one day he'll go in the pan. All right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Appreciate you guys coming along with me on this one today. Had a good time out here jigging these docks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and maybe found a little information out of it. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And remember, folks, you can't catch them sitting on the couch. I'll see y'all on the next one.